What is up, people on the interwebs? I hope you have an amazing day, and today I'm going to show you how to create these Slytherin nails that are one of the Hogwarts houses from Harry Potter. They're pretty cool, pretty easy to make, and anyone who is a Slytherin will love this design. So let's jump into the tools you're going to need to create this design. So for starters, you're going to need a green and silver nail polish. You are also going to need this stamping plate and a stamping kit. And you're also going to need some nail scissors, or some regular scissors will do. You will also need some nail tape. You are also going to need a pair of tweezers, and of course you are going to need a base and top coat. So that's all the tools you're going to need. If you haven't got any of these tools, don't worry, I will put a link in the description below where you can get a lot of these items from. But let's jump into this video. So for starters, you are going to need to apply a base coat to all of your nails, and once the base coat has dried, you are going to apply green polish to all of your nails, and then you're just going to want to apply a quick dry top coat on top of your green polish. We are then going to move on to the next part of the design, and this part of the design is going on all of our fingers apart from the ring finger, and that is making the two house colours stand out. My idea for the diagonal lines is sort of how the house ties look on their design, where they're going diagonally, where they have the main house colour in the back and then they've got the other house colour going diagonally throughout the tie. So that's where my main inspiration has come. And how you create this is pretty easy. You are going to want to grab some nail tape, and you're going to want to cut out 4 pieces of nail tape. We are going to need 4 pieces for each nail. If you're going to want to cut all the nail tape all at once, then you're going to need 16 pieces of nail tape. And once you have cut all your nail tape, we are just going to need 4 pieces of nail tape per nail. And you are just going to want to grab 2 pieces of nail tape first, and you're just going to want to place it diagonally at the top part of your nail, making sure you leave a small gap in between the 2 pieces of tape. And then you're going to want to repeat the same process again, but you're going to want to have the 2 pieces of nail tape lower down on the nail. But whilst you are placing those pieces of nail tape, you want to make sure you leave a big gap in the middle of the nail. But once we have got our nail tape diagonally placed and we are happy for how it looks, we are then going to grab our silver polish, and we're just going to apply silver polish within the nail tape. We don't want to make sure we go over the nail tape at the top and bottom of the nail, as we want to get a good balance of both house colours showing through the nail. And once we have applied the silver nail polish through the nail tape, you are going to want to pull the nail tape off our nail as soon as possible, as you still want to do this whilst the silver polish is wet, as doing this whilst the polish is wet, you're going to get much clearer and stronger lines coming through. If you pull off the nail tape when the silver polish has dried, it may pull other parts of the design off, and we don't want that to happen. Granted, by adding that layer of top coat earlier, it should prevent any of the green polish being pulled from the nail tape, but the only thing I do recommend is make sure you have your nail pretty dry before you put the nail tape on, as if you do it whilst the polish is still wet, then that wet polish that sticks to the tape is going to be peeled off along with it. But if you add a quick layer of top coat before, your nail should be able to dry a lot quicker and you won't have to wait as long. So that's the key with working with nail tape, is making sure your base colour is dry, so when you stick the tape on, the nail polish underneath the tape is not going to get peeled off. But when you're going to put nail polish above the nail tape, you want to take it off whilst it is wet, so you get much clearer lines when you pull the tape off. So that's the best top tips for when you're working with nail tape. Obviously, of course, if any of the silver polish did happen to flood into any of the green areas, don't worry, just grab a toothpick and apply some green polish on the toothpick, and then you're just going to slightly dab some green polish over any silver parts that happen to flood onto any of the green areas of the design. But once you're happy for how the 2 house colours look on your nail, you are then going to add a top coat. And then that part of the design is done, and then we're just moving on to our final step, and that is getting the house crescent onto our ring finger. And how we do this is pretty easy. So you are going to whip out the nail plate and your stamping kit, and you're going to apply some silver polish on top of the design, and then you're going to grab your scraper and you're going to scrape the polish through the design, and then you're going to grab your stamper and you're going to stamp the design on your stamper, and you're just going to remove any excess nail polish from the stamper, just leaving the crescent on our stamper. And if you have got a clear stamper and the design has easily transferred onto your stamper, you will be able to transfer the design straight away onto your ring finger, as with a clear stamper it's much more easier to position where you want the design on the stamper. But the type of silver polish I was using was struggling to transfer on my clear stamper, so I had to do this design with one of my non-clear stampers. As I always find, if I have any polishes that struggle to go on my clear stampers, then my stiff cloudy stamper is always my go-to stamper to go to if I ever have any difficult polish that won't transfer onto my clear one. And because I've done it on a non-clear stamper, then I'm just going to have to apply a quick layer of top coat on top of my stamper, and I'm just going to let that dry. And once it's dried, I'm just going to peel the design off the stamper, and I've turned the crescent into a sticker, and with my tweezers I'm just going to carefully place the design in the center of my nail. And once I'm happy for how I've placed the design onto my nail, I'm just going to apply a quick layer of top coat so the design will melt into my nail. And if the design hasn't fully emerged into your nail yet, you may want to add another layer of top coat just to help the design melt into your nail. When you do this process of turning the design into a sticker, there may be quite a lot of excess nail polish around the nail, so you may want to get a toothpick or a tweezer just to slowly poke at the excess nail polish and remove it from the design. But once you have removed all the excess nail polish and you are happy for how the design looks on your nail, you are just going to add another layer of top coat, and you're just going to get a cotton bud and dip it into some nail polish remover, and you're just going to remove any excess nail polish around your nails. But once you have done that, you have then finished the design and you should have some amazing Slytherin nails. And there you guys have it. This is the perfect design for any Slytherins out there. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. And if you have any other ideas of what sort of nail art videos I should do, please leave a comment down below. And I'll see you guys next week, and I'll show you how to create this version, but for anyone who is a Ravenclaw. So just remember guys, keep being awesome, keep being amazing, and I'll see you guys in next week's nail art video. Bye!